about, as you're doing this, what part of you are they afraid of? Is it your hands? In a lot of cases, yeah. If it's your face, probably an equal number of horses are afraid of our faces. When you get to a point where you're stuck, it's almost always your feet. And if you can get your feet right up next to them, it's really surprising, but that tends to help a lot. So that's my point about the extinction burst, is it looks like everything's going wrong, but if you know what it is, you'll realize actually, in fact, everything's going right. There's your treat. We need a little bigger halter for you. How about this looks kind of weird. I know, it's too tight. We need to get it bigger.
Go get it bigger. Do you guys have any questions while we're standing here?
Oh, Kiwi.
I don't really understand the extinction burst.
Okay, that is the 1/3 section of your training session where you have a belief that the horse holds so firmly that when you get, well, basically you get to the point where it's either the horse changes its mind completely, thank you, and so in order for me to be able to halter Kiwi had to decide that essentially nothing bad was going to happen, and that's a pretty firmly held belief for Kiwi, the belief that something bad was in fact going to happen. And the extinction burst is where they're going through all the possible alternatives and going, okay, well, what about this? What about that? You know, are you absolutely sure that there's no other thing we can do today except for haltering? That and then the other thing is when they finally, it's just, the frustration is representative of the mental difficulty and emotional difficulty they're having with coming to terms with a different reality than they actually knew to be true. So,
can you expect it to happen every session?
Well, it depends on if you're doing something that challenges their reality or not.
Okay.
If it's, if it's the bucket game and you consistently click them every time for touching the bucket and then you started withholding treats, their firmly held belief that touch bucket equals treat would be shattered, and that would be very upsetting. And so then in that case, yeah, you're going to have extinction burst with the bucket game even.
Okay.
But for something like every time I come to halter Kiwi, no, because the idea behind an extinction burst is that it's an actual fundamental change in the horse's belief system.
Okay.
Other questions?
Have you haltered her before?
Once. She's pretty tough. When I haltered her before was that time that you were here, and we chased her around, basically, and that's how we caught her.
Oh, when she was out in the arena?
Yeah. And so this is the first time I've done it right.
Oh, okay.
And you will always pay for the time you do it wrong.
Right. It's not worth it.
Yeah, generally it's really not, except when you've got Joan standing right there saying like, I need this horse warmed today and out of my arena today. And then, you got to make it up to them later. Like, you can't, that if you don't make it up to them later, then 6 months they'll sit there and brew, and you'll come back and they'll go, 6 months I've been sitting here thinking about that one time. You'll go, oh my gosh. You gotta fix it as quick as you can.
Go out there with a syringe full of applesauce.
that definitely works. If your horse has a really good sense of smell, they know when it's not applesauce. So the way that I teach the worming, I can show you that. That's pretty interesting, actually. The problem with worming a lot of times, as much as not liking the wormer, it's just not liking anything touching their face. So you put the wormer tube right here, and they hate stuff in that spot. So you just keep your finger there until they decide that it can be there. And I would combine it with clicker training. But then when you actually go to stick the wormer in, most people stick it back up like that. And what I actually do is I just stick it in like a bit. Oh, hold on, see. I just stick my finger straight through.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. There we go. So if it goes straight through, eventually they'll keep their head more still than they would if you did it back, because back kind of gags them. So if you do it like a bit and you go straight through, and then when they calm down you turn it like that, then you get it better. But the last time I played with her, I wormed her, and so that will be. And also, usually they don't let you stick your finger in their mouths that quickly. You usually have to hold it up and do approach and retreat with it several times, where you catch them with it, take it away. Well, like I was doing here, earlier. Small steps. But yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
You don't like it then to put the lead rope around their neck and then put the halter on when you try to do it?
The reason that I don't do that is it's been my experience that they will almost, any horse that knows it doesn't have to stay for this is going to pull away, and they get so scared for that second when the lead rope's back there and it tightens around their neck that they almost never let you put that back on there again if they really scare themselves good. So I just don't do it because, one, I can almost never keep a horse there with just that, although if you are trying to keep a horse there with the lead rope, putting it right here is pretty good. And then if you're really good with it, you go like that, and then you have a halter.
Yeah.
But the reason that I don't teach people to halter that way is because most of the time the horse can leave anyway, and they'll leave and spook themselves. So,
Okay.
yeah. Are we good on haltering? You can do pushiness now. You're not a good pusher. You're too sweet. But you can see after she gets caught, it wasn't so much about wearing the halter. It was about me, and if I put the halter on, does that mean she's getting thrown in the trailer and, taken to be bred to some mean stallion, or is she getting, hauled out to see the farrier who needs her feet done right now and is going to be really impatient, or wormer shots? I mean, particularly for a horse that's not trained to ride, just about any reason you're going to put the halter on isn't going to be any good. So, now we're good. Target? Target?